Okay guys, so we're going to make some rice with salt meat and fresh pigeon peas. So these are all the ingredients that we're going to use in order to make this dish. So here I have 2 cups of jasmine rice that was washed already. I have some fresh pigeon peas. I have some seasoning pepper. I have some spring onions. I have some salted spare ribs, and I have some shadow benny here. And here I have about 1 cup and 3/4 of coconut milk mixed with some water in order to pressure cook the salt meat. So I'm going to pressure cook the salt meat first with the pigeon peas, the seasoning pepper, and the shadow benny, and after that is cooked, then I'm going to add the rice and add more water in order to cook the rice. So let's get started. Just to briefly mention, what I did with the salt meat was I washed it and then I put it in some water to soak. So it was soaking for a few minutes in some just plain water, and that was just to help extract some of the salt from the salt meat. Okay, so guys, what I'm also going to add to this is some ground turmeric, some fresh turmeric rather. Guys, I went outside to pick some turmeric, and I also decided to get some basil that I will also add to this as well. Alright, so now we're going to cover this to pressure cook until the meat is nice and tender. I estimate maybe 10 to 12 minutes to pressure cook. Okay guys, so now that our pressure cooker has started whistling, we will now turn it down and we now start counting from now. We're also going to add 2 cloves of garlic and some clove as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove the meat and the pigeon peas, and I'm going to measure out the liquid because I need to know how much liquid I need to add in order to cook my rice. Let me just get to straightening this out. Okay, so I got about a little less than 1 cup of liquid from pressure cooking the peas and the salt meat. So in order to cook my 2 cups of rice, I need 3.5 cups of water total. So I'm just going to top this up in order to make up my 3.5 cups of water in order to cook my rice. Okay, so now we're going to cook our rice. So I'm going to add some coconut oil here to my pot. And then I'm going to add in the garlic, the cloves, and the spring onions. And just bring out the flavor of these things. Okay, now I'm going to add in the rice and fry it up a little bit. Of course, I don't know if I mentioned before, but this rice was washed and rinsed already. Okay, now I'm going to add the pigeon peas and the salt meat. Oops. Mix that in. Okay, nice. Now we're just going to add our liquid. Okay, so now as this has come up to a boil, we're then going to cover it and leave it to cook for about 8 minutes covered. We're not going to open it at all. After the 8 minutes, we are still going to leave it covered for another 5 minutes before we try to open it. So now that it's bubbling up here, I'm just going to cover it and leave it to cook for 8 minutes. Okay guys, so our rice with salt meat and pigeon peas is now completed. I hope you give this recipe a try, and you can always let me know how it turned out.